Good afternoon, boru25 here. Not joined by GK360 and Jack Dean Impact here. I'm doing a solo video talking about my interest in wrestling from the past to the present. My earliest memory of wrestling dates back to an episode of Superstars, where Hulk Hogan was beaten up by Akeem, the African Dream, and the Big Boss Man, and the Macho Man and Elizabeth were concerned. They ran in Hilton. That's the first memory I had of it. Lots of other memories occurred. I just can't remember it now. One of the most memorable, the biggest experiences that I've ever watched was the Royal Rumble 1990. That was the first one I ever thought was so fun to watch. I'd never seen anything like it, and it built up to a huge main event involving one of my favorite wrestlers ever, Hulk Hogan, and another face, Ultimate Warrior. Oh, was so well built up. I was disappointed with the end of it though, because Hogan did lose, but I was also happy a new legend was born, the Ultimate Warrior. Oh, that was back when wrestlers were more professional and they left their personal life out of the act. And it built up and up, you know. I still was Hulkamaniac. I used to have these Mauler figures and, clay figures, and Hulk Hogan won every Royal Rumble. My brother was sick of it all the time. It doesn't matter to me. And then I had another WrestleMania. It was so good. But the next year, after 91 to 92, it was going to be the end of Hulk Hogan's career. That brought a lot of emotions to me. First of all, he lost his first Rumble. I was like going, oh my God, I can't believe this. After a brilliant Royal Rumble, Ric Flair won the whole thing. And then we got this whole build-up. He was stuck. Ric Flair was messing with Macho Man's love life, and Hulk Hogan's relationship with Sid Justice was falling apart. It just brought up so many emotions. Back when wrestling really felt like a had a very sentimental thing, like the good guys triumph over the bad. It was so good. After 3 months of waiting, they delivered perfectly. It was a long year without Hogan, but I could have managed. The excitement of him back was ecstatic, and you should have seen me when he won the title 5 minutes or so right after Yokozuna beat Bret Hart at WrestleMania 9. Oh, it was brilliant. I didn't even mind the fact he lost the King of the Ring a few months later. It was still memorable. And then we move on to the new generation era. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, 1, 2, 3, Ray the Ramon, Diesel, and we also had Macho Man on the sidelines. Back then, wrestling didn't concern me, as this new generation era was mostly about wrestling, mostly about wrestling than character. Because that's what we got. You had the wrestling enthusiast Bret Hart, who I must admit, I was sick at the time, because a friend of mine was constantly going on about how great he is, just like Man United and Boyzone. That's why I don't like them. It was a bit of a lot. It wasn't boring, no. It just felt cold. There was no warmth to it. Even though there was Doink the Clown, or with the Dink, Doink, Wing and Pink, whatever the hell their names are, or what else? Dr. Rossi, or the funniest Royal Rumble I've ever seen. Probably my favorite, 96. Wrestling used to be like all family thing, the good guys trying over the bad after a huge trial. And there used to be so much hype built up after 3 months. I was totally ignorant of the fact they were competing against WCW, which I had a glimpse of some years back in Donegal. Actually, I had a comic of that. I don't know where it happened to it. Then something changed. Something drastic happened. I noticed in 96, what's this? They started using bad language and vulgar expressions like that. Another thing, the aggressive level went up. Remember that street fight between Roddy Piper and Goldust in WrestleMania 12? Boy, that was extreme. I didn't even know about ECW, but we'll get that to soon. But the things they did, Goldust kissed him, and then Roddy Piper kissed him, and then he grabbed him by nuts. It was like one of the last great WrestleManias I ever saw. Well, don't worry, more after. I'll talk to you later about that. Like Shawn Michaels beating Bret was ecstatic to me, because now I finally had something to boast against Brendan. That this man finally lost. It was a change, but not what would happen the next year. Something amazing happened that I've never seen before. One thing Bret Hart was screwed at the Royal Rumble. Do you remember that when Austin was thrown out, the rest didn't look, and then Austin even threw out the last fork and berries? Bret Hart was so pissed off that night. And then what? The next week he said, you don't care about me, frankly, I don't care about you. And for all everyone from coast to coast can all kiss my ass. Well, actually, that's after WrestleMania. I actually got interested. This is different, not the same, the best there is, the best there was, and best there is. This is a Bret I could relate to, because I was going through trouble at the time, you see. I was betrayed by my friends. One of them was treating me like shit and make me follow them. And the worst thing, the culture, the innocence of Ireland died and started imitating the stupid natures I just despise even today. That's why I don't go to nightclubs or pubs much or watch modern films. Then we won 98. Thanks to my friend who taped the Royal Rumble 98. Major changes, like, who's this guy and who's that? And what isn't that Mankind? And what's going on here? I missed so much. Ken Shamrock, The Rock, Austin was popular, and then to my surprise, Vince went bad. This is actually sparking a lot of interest for me. The one group I couldn't fucking stand was D-Generation X. Oh God! And if you have a problem that you can meet my cousin, fuck you. If you think I'm talking to you. I hated them because there were people in my school in St. Anne's who were exactly like them. They were ignorant, they were juvenile, and they thought they could just walk all over everyone. I fucking hated that nature. It almost made me want to break out and snap. That's pretty much why I listened to old music, because I couldn't stand songs like Blur, what was that one? Woohoo! Now I'm going heavy metal, or I want to have sex. I was getting sick of those stupid songs. People were treating sex like some sort of game. Anyway, back to wrestling. It was a fun time actually. 98. It was riots, new things I've never seen before, like the girls getting involved in the matches. The hardcore matches were more fascinating. It was more entertaining than the New Generation, but the emotion was gone. You know, I didn't get the suspense because I pay-per-view every month, and that sort of ruined the thrill of it. It was more like a sugar rush, you know, a really good sugar rush, but a sugar rush. There was no like emotion. Everyone wanted to be badass and attitude. I started really despising that in the next year, '99, when The Rock started getting big, when he was starting trash talking everyone. And that sort of rubbed off my school because people like to trash talk me, and that's why I didn't like his character. I kind of got bored of him in 2000. Then, in 2001, something happened. I started getting interested in the wrestling again because of the alliance and the unity of WCW and ECW. That got me interested. But what do, Vince? You push Kurt Angle, The Rock, Austin, and all your favorites on the top, and that sickened me. It was a good finale, but it should have been way better. Then the next year, the unthinkable happened. I couldn't believe it. Hulk Hogan was back! And even better, the NWO was back! My friend GK66 told me some unbelievable things they did in WCW, which I didn't know at the time. And I was so eager to see what was going to happen. Hogan did something that I loved. He took it to one of your New Generation favorites, The Rock, and nearly killed him in the truck. Oh, this was like the old days coming back to take over the new. It's like White Snake come back to kick Limp Bizkit's ass. And you messed that up too. And then we had a land drag on, you know, Benoit beating people and not. Kurt Angle get thrown a fish, mention of the past. But it was just regular watching. It still got spite in it. But when 2006 came on, when I saw that match between John Cena and Triple H, I got this bad feeling that we need that era again, you know, because I got this feeling of spoiled nature, something I could never see ever, something I've never seen before, a main event that was not worth watching. There was no emotion, and if you thought that, it was a depressing year, and if you think I'm talking crap. If you think Vince is going the right way, what about what happened to Benoit? What happened to Bulldog years ago? He threatened to kill his wife. If you think WWE is not depressing, then you're obviously on drugs, or you're blind, or you're just too ignorant. I'm boru25, and that's my thoughts, that's my feelings of wrestling. Good day.